Hi, welcome to the Lynn Sun Show. If this is your first time watching, my name's Lynn. I am your host. I'm wearing fancy purple lipstick right now because I have 3 shows to do tonight, 3 stand-up shows, but I want to get this video done just so we can hang out on Tuesday as promised, every single Tuesday on my YouTube channel. If you have not watched our show before, we have honest, fun, hilarious conversations. I do that with one of my closest friends. We talk about anything and everything, a variety of topics. It's amazing. I feel so open-hearted and connected. If you want to help us out with the show, we are at patreon.com/The Lynn Sun Show. If you like our merch, we are on teespring.com/stores/The Lynn Sun Show. Anything and everything helps. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, same old stuff. This week I have my very, very, very big-hearted friend, Tangelia Rouse. It's the perfect week for this episode because Thanksgiving is coming up. We are doing a Friendsgiving show, November 11th. She is one of the most gentle, kind-spirited, open-hearted person that I know. She calms me down every time I'm feeling a little frantic. So I want all of you to get to know her the way I do, and you're gonna love her. See you after the show. Tangie.
Yes.
How do you have a husband, a daughter, a job or jobs,
Okay.
and still look this good?
Oh, wow. Okay. It all started one stormy night.
No, seriously. How do you look at her, you guys? How do you still look this good?
Thank you. Well, I think honestly, laughter. Like, if we're going to be serious about it, I could say lack of sleep. So therefore, I'm burning extra calories because I'm not sleeping. Due to my beautiful daughter and my husband, because husbands are kind of like kids sometimes. They stress you out about things that really don't matter, but it's okay because I have to make sure that he knows that I care about every single thing that he's feeling. I love you so much. But no, seriously, like, as I'm saying, because it's laughter, like, honest to goodness, it gets me, laughter keeps me from jumping off the ledge. And the more I can laugh and the more I can get my husband to laugh and the more he can get me to laugh and the more my daughter feels free to laugh about certain things, that's how I feel like, the endorphins get going. And even when it's a really rough day, I can laugh at the fact that it's such a shit show.
But we still here?
We're still here, girl. We are still here.
So here, I have it written right here. Look, What's it like being a mom with a husband? Because I have no idea.
I fucking knew you were going to ask me that.
What's that like to have a husband? What's that like?
And this is really how you're going to get one, right? Honestly, it's great in a sense that I have a partner. But I have the right partner. You know what I mean? Like, I have the right partner who's like in it for the long haul. Who's like, let's go. And he truly forces me to like face myself. I was already facing my own demons. Right. But you get with somebody who is in it for the long haul.
That's your mirror.
And then you realize you have 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 other demons. And they're having a party with his demons.
Damn.
And it's like, but we connect on a very deep level. Like, we're both Buddhist. We have at least something, like, it doesn't matter what your spirituality is, whatever. If you could connect on a deeper level, instead of just the surfacey stuff, like how much money are you making and bringing into the household? Did you do X, Y, and Z, like on a physical level? But if you're like, I am facing some of the hardest personal internal stuff and I don't want to run from this person.
Wow, yeah, that's a big one.
It's huge. I have great friends that I've been able to do this with when I was single. And, you know, family, I won't even say family, friends, you know who you are, friends who have seen me at my lowest.
Yeah.
But to have somebody who is committed to be that with you, and they still want to have sex with you?
Damn.
Yes.
I'm so enlightened right now, honestly. I make fun of marriage and stuff a lot because I'm single, but honestly, I like that you said that. Like, I'm dealing with my shit, but I still don't want to run from you.
Yeah.
That's fucking
It's
awesome.
deep, and it's hard.
Because I'm a runner, I'll be honest.
Girl, have you seen my
I'll be
legs?
honest, I'll be like, bye.
So we'd be in a relay, 4x4, you and me. That would have been you and me. Run.
Right, but to be in it with, I love it. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, yes.
How do you balance all of it though? So I know you go hiking, you stay fit, you take care of your daughter, you nanny, you know, how do you balance all that?
You know, sometimes I have to ask myself that question. And as you're asking me, in my head, like the voice in my head still doesn't believe that I'm balanced.
Oh, okay.
You're like, well, how do you balance it? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I am constantly telling myself, get it together. I'm not balanced.
That
Get
sounds
it
like
together.
a mom thing. That's a mom thing, man.
It's such a mom thing.
Yeah.
And I think if I didn't force myself to take the self-care moments, whether it be hiking or just walking outside. We live in California. If you walk outside in the sun, something is going to change. So if I don't force myself to do that, then I will constantly say I'm not doing enough. I'm not balancing. Everybody's suffering. All of the things that you tell yourself, but now you're blaming yourself for everybody else in your family as well. So like, I have to work out.
Yeah.
Even if it's just taking a walk. I think what's helped is being able to look at everything as a whole and saying, this doesn't have to be done today. Okay.
That's so true, man, because I'll be telling myself, damn, this laundry is still not folded. The laundry's still not folded.
Yeah.
My car, I kid you not, looks like a homeless person lives in it. It's, I have a top, you know? So you just say, okay, it could be done tomorrow. It's fine.
It can be done tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes.
See?
You know what I mean? So what your drawers walking through the living room. Like, when am I going to have attention? You'll be like, well, you know what? I get to you when I get to you. You're fed. Your family's fed. Your kids are fed. You have a roof over your head. I think going to appreciation and actually going down the list. I have to make a list of what is actually happening. Like, what is?
Okay.
Well, these are the good things that are happening.
And you really got to like discipline yourself to do that, right? Like you got to like catch yourself. Because it's so easy to go into like, I'm not going to make it as a mom.
Yeah.
Do you think that sometimes?
Yes.
Damn.
All the time.
So even women who are as gorgeous and talented and everything as you are still go through it. We all go through it.
We all go through it. I'm going to leave here and I'll probably cry in my car for a few minutes and then I'll go home.
I cry every day, you guys.
Yeah.
Every day I cry.
I would be worried if you didn't.
Yeah. I cry over, I'm like, oh, my son's going to graduate high school as a valedictorian. And I start crying and people are like, how old's your son? I'm like 3.
In my head, that's what I'm thinking. Isn't he like 3?
Well, but I cry over happy stuff, you know, like, anyway.
I think that's why I love you.
So how would you describe motherhood on that note? How would you, if someone asked you, Tangie, describe motherhood?
Motherhood is like the best, most adventurous, like Survivor game show.
Survivor game show.
And you're like, we're going to drop you on a deserted island. We're going to give you a Tic Tac, a piece of gum, a match. What can you do with this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I am one of those people where, like, I have a lot of fear as well behind certain things. And even shows like Survivor, I'm always like, oh my God, what's going to happen to them? And the bugs and all of that. But at the same time, when they've overcome these obstacles, it's like such a freaking victory, and there's no feeling in the world like it. Mm-hmm. And to see your child develop, or to watch them like get something, and become that little human being, you know. Your son, 3 years old.
You love that age?
3. Oh, I love 3.
God, they're so chatty, and they're curious. They're so gentle, and like, well, maybe not always gentle, but they're so like, what is the word? Like, it's not innocent. They're so innocent, you know?
And sensitive.
Yeah.
And they wear their feelings on their sleeves.
All over their sleeves.
All over.
But are you the type of parent who just I let my son express himself?
Yeah.
Right? So if he's throwing a tantrum or he's crying, I just let him throw a tantrum and cry.
Yes.
Because back in our day, that wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed to cry.
You weren't allowed to throw a fit. Nothing.
I mean, to the point where it'd be like, keep crying. Or I'll give you something to cry about. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm already
crying.
No, what you're doing is like, that's the healthiest thing. But we've had to retrain ourselves.
Man, yeah.
You didn't learn that. I didn't learn that. I had to like go off of my instincts. Yeah. And my husband and I have agreed to go that route. We're not going to knock her through a wall. Sorry.
Right,
like, you know, sometimes we may feel like it.
Girl, do you feel like, because I be feeling, I'm like, damn, the way I treat him verbally and what I think about doing are two very different things.
And I wish they were old enough to understand. Like, I've told my daughter before, if I was your age, this and this would have happened. You don't even know how good you got it.
For real, like, though.
I don't know, Mom. Like,
my dad would have not let me be like,
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
No, she expresses herself. Because at the end of the day, I mean, they're just little human beings. And their meltdowns, I mean, they feel the same emotions that we do.
Right.
And I mean, the difference is, as an adult, if we were to walk around having tantrums the way they do, they'd lock us up. They put us in some sort of limit.
I mean, I do. No, I'm just kidding. No, because he does act like the way our kids act, the way we feel inside. Yes. Like, that's just how.
Absolutely.
If I could.
100%.
So then I'm like, how do I discipline a kid who's just like me? Like, that doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But anyway.
Yes.
So, okay. So you say that you're an activist. You told me that you're an activist. So tell us about that part.
Look, I'm like, was that in a text message?
No.
Like,
she's like, I told you that.
Oh, yeah. I think because, yes.
Right.
Because I have two, my name. Like, I have two different names I kind of go by.
Yeah.
Tangie is my comedy, like, and my friends and close people call me Tangie. And my full name is Tangelia. And that's like my serious actor, but my activist, you know, my activist name. I, throughout the years, have done a lot of work in regards to, you know, older people, like senior citizens who may not have representation for them or a voice. And I don't know, I always end up just falling into that. Like, I have been advocates for several senior citizens that it was so random, like from my neighbor who, we call her Miss Audrey. She was actually one of the first Black internationally known burlesque dancers.
Wow. Who
has no family. And she almost died like 3 times. And like, you know, it's one of those things where I was like, if she doesn't have a legacy to pass along with her family, like, these are people who have voices as well. So we should, you know, pay attention to that. We're all going to get old one day. And I would want someone to actually hear me or see me.
Right.
And so I try to carve out enough, you know, as much time as I can to just check in on her and other people who don't have, you know, family or a voice. And I cook.
Wow.
And, like, you know, set up meals on wheels for them, take them to doctor's appointments. It's it's a lot.
So the whole time you're talking, the word that came to me was big hearted, big heart.
Thanks.
You have a huge heart.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving me a little space in your heart, though.
My gosh.
I feel like it's so huge, and I'm just little me, like right here in the corner of your heart.
All up in the. You're like heart.
I love it. That's so sweet. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so describe yourself in 5 words.
Ooh,
5 words.
5 words. Chocolatey. Passionate. Funny.
Yes, very funny. Yes.
Strong.
Yes.
Loving.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I love that you feel so much. You feel for people. You're so empathic. Like you feel
Everything.
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 I love it though. That's what makes you you. You know what I mean?
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you.
What is your daily tip? I don't know if did you already talk about this? What is your tip for daily health and wellness? I think you already talked about that. Besides walking outside, taking a breath.
Yeah.
Like you got your green juice.
I got my green
Tell
juice.
us about tell us about your health. The healthy stuff.
So, my green juice, we have a Vitamix, and we have really lived wholeheartedly off of the Vitamix. Hiking is a big deal for me. Being close to nature outside. I got my Zumba class. I get my Zumba in every so often, because I do feel like I was a dancer back in the day. But I just didn't have the proper training.
Okay.
So now I'm doing it in Zumba.
Do you meditate?
Oh yes,
meditate?
I'm actually Buddhist.
Okay.
And I chant. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And it has it's changed my life. And I think that's actually how I believe I attracted my husband. I started chanting back in 2003. And it helped me to take all of the voices in my mind, observe them, embrace them and say, I'm glad you're here, and then put them in the right place.
Really?
It never, it's an active meditation. So it's meditation, but it's vocal. So it's something that you can put into the universe. And then you have to actually get up and go out in the world and take action.
Okay.
And so for me, chanting every day, it raises my life condition before I actually go out into the world. And it's like, if the issues that I'm dealing with, or I have a problem that's the size of my foot, but my life condition is the size of my shoe, it's extremely overwhelming.
Right.
But when I chant, that problem can still be the size of my foot, but then my life condition becomes the size of this block. Then that, obstacle then truly becomes something that I can use as a stepping stone, because it's perspective.
Okay.
And it gives me that. And so like my mental health, and then it gives me the fuel to keep going. And it doesn't keep things from happening in life, but it helps me to really look at the positive. Like I really quickly go to, well, what's positive about this? Instead of dwelling on what's the negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? And fighting for justice. Like it's not a passive, like, oh, peace and love. And someone punches you in the face and you're like, oh, peace be with you. No, like, I'm like, no, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, people brothers were getting shot for just sport. We know,
Right.
just, and it's not sport, but it felt like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, well, how do I, I can't be like, oh, peace and love to you. No, I have to chant with that anger and that passion and that fire to change.
So you actually kind of embrace it.
Yes.
Like you acknowledge it and embrace it. You don't avoid it. You're not avoiding it.
You don't avoid it.
Yeah.
You're like, thank you for coming.
Right.
Because this is now voting, like it's invoking something in me to change it. And, to make it into something that's positive. It's like lifting weights. If you don't have any resistance in your life, your muscles will just atrophy. you can't get stronger. So
right. Yeah,
with each obstacle, I'm like, great. I'm like, look at these guns.
Look at him.
That's
Look at
right.
him.
Look at these.
For real though, look at him. So but how long do you meditate? How long do you chant per day?
I mean, it all depends. Anywhere from, 10, 15 minutes in the morning and 10, 15 minutes in the evening. But normally maybe like 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night.
You're committed.
Girl.
It's a commitment.
But
it's working though.
Thank you.
It's working for you.
I'm trying.
It's working for you. Listen, I'm not a good enough person to just say nice things just to say.
You know what? As you said that, I was like, she don't really like people. So I need to take it.
I'm really not. Like if I'm saying it, that means I really mean it.
That's
like I don't.
true.
Yeah.
You are
Seriously, I don't do that.
She's just like, don't make me force you to take this compliment.
So I'm planning on doing in the future a women's empowerment conference.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would your topic be?
Woo! Wow. My topic, gosh, I might have two. I mean, one would totally be self-care.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Because if you don't have anything to give, well, what can you give the world, to others? And then a topic would be, true strength is vulnerability.
Yes.
And being able to show it, like, right?
Thank you.
We can all get a clap round of applause for that.
It's so true. With men too.
Yes.
Men.
With
you
men
can
too.
be vulnerable. We actually see more in you or of you,
if you
when
can
you're
just
vulnerable.
be
Yes.
vulnerable. Doesn't mean that you're weak.
No.
Or that, you're whatever. Like,
right.
some of the strongest moments I've ever seen in human beings is when they are transparent in a vulnerable way.
Yeah.
Because that makes me relate to you.
Right.
And be like, oh, so you're feeling that too?
Right.
Okay. Well,
And
let's go.
And vulnerability is challenging though. Like it's not, it takes,
very
some people are born with it or whatever, but I had to freaking learn it.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, if a man said something I didn't like, I'd be like, you're an asshole. Right?
Right.
But now I've learned to say, that hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings.
Look at you.
Look at that. I'm growing up.
Oh my God.
I love that. So when I do the Women's Empowerment Conference, you're going to be on it. I'm not joking. It's happening. We're going to do it.
Oh, well, then I need to get it together.
We're going to, self-care.
Oh, I'm so good.
And then
Strength
is true
in vulnerability or, in transparency. Oh, I love
Awesome. I have one last question, and then we're going to do one of your bits from your stand-up that I like a lot. But anyway, so the last question is, what is your definition of a good friend?
Ooh, a definition of a good friend. Mm-hmm. Well, you're a good friend.
Oh,
yeah.
I try to be.
In my phone book, the definition or the dictionary, it would have Lynn's picture like she's a good friend. Someone who accepts you for who you are and doesn't criticize your character. You know what I mean? There's a difference between your actions and then the nature of your character. But also someone who can show you, who can call you out. Like some of my best friends have been able, and they care about me enough to call me out on certain things when I'm not being truthful to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because we know you. We know who you are at the core.
Exactly. Yeah. And I may not, and it's those friends that I can feel a certain way. I may not like it. I may be like, well, you don't know. And then I'll just leave. But I will know. You don't know, but I will call you later.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you know what? I had time to think about this.
Yeah. And
that's the thing with good friends. I know that I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna think about what you said.
Right.
And I'm gonna, cause I was one of those. I wrote people off all the time. Like I would be like, oh, you're toxic. I would tell people that they were toxic as friends. I would be like, you're toxic. I'm done with this friendship. Right. I wish you the best, truly.
Right.
And then be on my way.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that was necessary. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of times I was just politely running from things that I really needed to hear.
Right, yeah.
But I'm older now.
Yeah.
And more mature. And, you know, the good friends, they can hold you accountable to yourself.
Yeah, and then
sure.
if you're not being your highest self, they'll let us, if we're not being our highest self, our good friends will let us know.
Hello. I'm afraid to say anything to you. I just, you do so much. I'm like.
But we will tell each other though, you know?
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, okay, so, and you know, you do that face, you're like, I mean.
I've done it through text. I've been like, okay, I hear what you're saying.
You know, yeah.
Okay, I received that information.
And then you're like, but I just want to tell you, this is not your best light.
But
I love
you're
it.
still shining. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're a good friend too, though. I know. I love you so much. Yeah. You always bring out like the softer side of me.
Stop. I did say, I was like, I'm going to make you cry during this.
No, I'm always crying. I cry. We're moms, dude. That's all we do. We got to let that shit out.
That's what we do.
So since it's November, it's November. Tangie does a great bit in her stand-up. Joe's probably never seen it, but in her stand-up about her daughter during Christmastime.
It's about that time for me to start bringing it back out. For sets, I am going to bring it back.
I'm going to sing part of it with you. Tell us about that.
Okay, so as we were talking earlier about being different parents than what we had, like disciplinary wise, my daughter, she's very creative. And, you know, during the holiday season, especially Christmas, she loves it. One of the things that we were trying to figure out was like, how do we get her to behave properly? Like, how do we get her to behave? We say, well, if you're not good, well, you know, Santa is not going to bring you this toy or bring you this present. And early on, like, we tried the whole elf on the shelf. You know, the elf on the shelf. You know, we were like, we're so metropolitan. We're a different type of black families. We're going to try elf on the shelf. Like, there's that elf up there and the elf is watching you and da-da-da-da-da. Well, you know, see, black people don't do elf on the shelf. That's what I realized. Black people don't do elf on the shelf. And she thought it was a joke.
Okay.
But she's very musical. My husband's a musician. She loves to sing. And so I decided to create this little song for her that I would sing every night.
Okay.
Before she went to bed on her way to Christmas. Went a little something like...
I'm laughing because I know it.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, that's nice. He knows when you threw yourself on the floor at Trader Joe's because you said you wanted more candy. I said you had enough candy. You lied to that white lady and they called the police on me. He knows when you ain't been listening in class and the teacher done called my job about 3 different times talking about you done kicked this little boy in the face. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good or mama's gonna choke you out in the middle of the night. I promise. So you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Be outside. Oh my God. Thank you.
I'm crying.
I know. I told you. I said I was going to make her cry. I was going to make her cry.
And I've seen that bit so many times. I was still crying because you know
I'm so happy.
you're so committed to it. Like when you do it, you're committed. It's like 100%, and it's so true. Every mom knows. Every mom knows it's true. Now tell us about the Comedy Coven. You have a show coming up.
Whoa, yes.
What are you producing?
Okay, so I am with this amazing troupe we're an all-girl group. It's 10 of us, called the Comedy Coven. It's an all-female show. We have a show coming up November 11th at the Ha Ha Comedy Club. Bring yourself. It's a Monday night. get the week started right. It's
Right.
at 8:30. Get your sitters early. It's over a month away, so you got time to get a sitter.
You got time.
It's so cool. And
it's the Friendsgiving show.
It's the Friendsgiving show.
Perfect. It's the perfect one for you to be
November,
producing.
Thanksgiving, and Lynn has agreed to be on the lineup. So she's going to be on the show. So if you want to come in, yes, bring it. Yeah.
Yay! That's our 10 questions. So 3 questions for me now.
Okay. So
I'm still crying. From
her
bit.
Oh my gosh. So, my first question. When you were in the massage business, so I'm asking because
Right.
I'm trying to figure out if I can do it and make it make sense. Can I explain it to my anyway? The massage business. What was one of the oddest things that a client has ever asked you to do?
This one client asked me to put my finger up his butt.
Huh? Wait, what?
It was at the Standard Hotel, classy, white guy, businessman. Gave him a hand job, and he goes, "Can you put my finger up my butt?" And I was like, "Okay."
Look, a small plug for the Standard. Get plug. Oh wow. Oh yeah.
I mean, he was clean. I mean, he wasn't. He was a clean client.
So crazy.
He tipped me, so I'm like, okay.
Interesting. That's funny. The second question is, what is the most embarrassing lie you've ever been caught in? And if so, how did you talk
The
your
most
way around
embarrassing lie I was ever caught in?
Yeah.
I've always confessed my shit is the problem before getting caught. The most embarrassing one that I confessed, I can tell you that,
Okay, let's do it.
is that I confessed to my boyfriend at the time, and I talked about this with Caitlin, my boyfriend at the time, that I was short on rent back then, and I needed to make rent, so I saw an old massage client.
Oh.
Yep, and then he broke up with me. I know.
What happened to the truth will set you free?
It did. He set me free. That was the most. I was like, fuck. I shouldn't have told him. My girlfriends were like, why didn't you call me? I would have just had you pretend I was him, and you can confess and get it out of your system.
Oh.
They're like, men can't handle that shit.
They really can't. I guess they can.
I guess it bruised his ego.
What? It was a hand job. You didn't
know. I don't like giving blowjobs, but anyway.
Okay.
But that's what.
Was that part of the? Okay, well we'll talk later.
No. I've never given a blowjob because I don't even like it. So
why would you do it?
Why would I do
like
it? Mm-mm. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah. So that was
It's a whole nother conversation.
It is a whole nother conversation.
Anyway, you know what they say about women who like doing blowjobs?
That they're good at it.
That they just like doing blowjobs. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, and my last question is, now, I'm not starstruck, and this isn't. It doesn't have to be a celebrity or just. If there were one person who, if you found yourself, creatively in working with or in the same space, like on stage with or on screen with, or is there one person who is that person who would kind of give you the sense of, I've really made it to a certain level? Like, who would that person be and why?
Only one?
No, it can be a few people.
Oh, well, I want to marry Eminem, first of all. I've made it. If I marry Eminem, I'm set for life.
Oh my God, you guys would be so cute, little Asian M's.
Asian M's. But I will repeat the same name over and over because it's true. Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
If I worked with Wanda Sykes, man, I'd be like, I don't care if I'm just getting her coffee. I'd be like, I made it. I mean,
I could totally see you working with her.
I would.
Too.
Oh, I love her so
I could
much.
So see you. I tried to get her for the Friendsgiving show as our headliner.
There you go.
Wanda, if you're watching,
If you're watching this,
you can return my calls. I've been calling since February. It's a November show.
This is Tangelia Rouse. Thank you.
Thank
Subscribe.
you.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh,
This
so
is cool. This is so good. You're good.
I told you were going to love Tangie. It's a long episode, but you know what? There was very little that I wanted to edit out of there because Tangie had so many great things to say. Now you know why I love her, and I'm going to say it again. Parenting is very, very hard, and it's very cool to have mom friends that way that are in your corner. Again, if you want to help us out, we're at patreon.com/The Lynn Sun Show, and our merch is teespring.com/stores/The Lynn Sun Show. I appreciate every single comment. I read them all. I appreciate all the direct messages. Every single thing I appreciate from you. I want to remind everybody to be a good friend to someone today, and I will see you again next Tuesday. Bye.